Hello there, my name's Scott from e-cig-reviews.com, and today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial video aimed at those people who like their Genesis style atomizers but are having a few problems with things like hot spots, uneven coils, blown coils, short circuits, etc, etc. Now I would like to take full credit for this, but it does belong to a guy called Scuba Bat Dan. Now on YouTube, a couple of weeks ago, I came across a video by Scuba Bat Dan where he was making batches of stainless steel mesh wicks to be used in a Genesis atomizer. And I noticed that at the end of each wick, he had wrapped a small piece of cigarette paper around the end, and then he was wrapping his coil over the top of the cigarette paper. Now, he didn't actually explain what he'd done once he had installed it inside a Genesis atomizer, so I'm not too sure what his method is from that point onwards, but it was enough to sort of arouse my curiosity, and so I got the wife to go down to the shops, get myself some Rizzlers, and I've been having a play about with it ever since, and so this is the method that I'm using, and it works an absolute treat. But like I say, full credit to Scuba Bat Dan for giving me the idea. Okay, for this demonstration I'm going to be using my Orion V2, which is a fantastic Genesis hybrid, but at times it can be a little problematic to get it all set up and firing correctly. One of the main reasons for that is because this section here is all metal and the stainless steel mesh wick runs right through the centre of it. Now you only need one little microscopic dot of that mesh wick to be not fully oxidised, and if it touches the side it's obviously going to create a short circuit and cause you problems. So because this is one of the more difficult ones to get set up, I thought the Orion V2 would be a very good one to show you just how effective this method actually is. Okay, so just bear in mind that this method isn't a way of eliminating the need to oxidise your stainless steel mesh wick, it's just a way of helping you basically. So you will need to get your mesh, cut it to length, roll it up, heat it in the flame, quench it, do whatever you normally would do to oxidise your stainless steel mesh wick. So once you've oxidised your stainless steel mesh wick in exactly the same way as what you normally would do, just insert it into your Genesis atomizer because you want to take note of where you're going to be wrapping your coils, because this is the area that you want to cover in the cigarette paper. So for the next stage you want to take a cigarette paper and just cut out a very thin strip, and this is what is going to be wrapped around this stainless steel mesh wick. Obviously when you are cutting out the strip of paper, just avoid the area which has the glue on. So once you've cut out the piece of paper, you should have something that looks pretty much like that. And then you just need to wrap the cigarette paper around the wick, roughly in the area where the coils are going to be sitting. And if you find that the paper doesn't seem to stick, then just add a little drop of juice to the wick beforehand. Okay, so if you want to add the coils before you insert it into your Genesis atomizer, you can do, and then just connect it up afterwards. But for me personally, I just find it easier to wrap the coils when the wick is actually already in place. So I'm just going to wrap up a quick coil now. That should be fine, just for a quick demo. And so once your coil's all wrapped up, it should hopefully look something like that. Okay, so take note that the tank is completely empty, there's no e-liquid in there, and I've not added any e-liquid onto the wick either. Because what I want to do is fire up those coils and let the heat from the coils turn all this paper into ash or carbon, and then blow that away. So then what you're left with is a perfect layer of carbon directly underneath each coil, which will then act as an insulator. So I'm just going to fire it up now, and hopefully they will all start glowing red at the same time, or pretty much. Like I said, just keep it held down, let it all turn to ash. As you can see there, the coils are all firing up nice and evenly. And then eventually what I'm going to do is, once it goes a little bit more, I'm just going to blow it all off. As you can see there, give it a little bit more of a blow. And there you have it, all your coils firing up nice and evenly, no paper left and no short circuits. Right, so I'm just going to add some e-liquid to my tank and add a drop onto the coil, and you can see it's actually firing up nicely and hopefully producing a good amount of vapour. Just add a drop onto there. And with a bit of luck, all firing, popping and bubbling as you would expect from a good coil. Okay, so I'm sure some of the Genesis purists will be saying, oh, it's cheating, or it's going to affect the vapour, or it's going to affect the flavour, etc, etc. But it doesn't, it just works, and it does work really well. Now if you think about it, when you're oxidising your stainless steel mesh wick, with your blowtorch and your quenching or whatever method you use, you're basically building up a layer of carbon. Now when you're burning off that piece of cigarette paper, what you're doing is leaving a perfect layer of carbon underneath each coil. So difference in performance, there is none, or for me personally anyway, no difference whatsoever. We'll give you a quick blast just to show you. As you can see, like vapour wise, you're getting plenty of vapour out of it, and the flavour is absolutely fantastic. So if you're one of those guys who likes your Genesis atomizers, but you are struggling a bit with hot spots, blown coils, etc, etc, give that a go, and it really does work a treat. Okay, and thank you very much for watching, and also come along and visit my website at www.e-cig-reviews.com. That's e-cig-reviews.com. Cheers guys, happy vaping, see you later.